I got a flag.
Hey.
Nice. That's second rate. Go ahead, King. Show them how we do it. For the money. Get it hot, baby. Divisional playoff. Countdown.
See you later, prime time.
How we do it?
You guys are nuts.
It's the main event of Geico PBA World Series of Bowling 6, the PBA World Championship. Trying to solidify Hall of Fame credentials and capture this final major of the season is former Player of the Year and today's #1 seed, tournament leader Wes Malott. It could be a landmark moment today for Malott, a player who's once again a major force to be reckoned with. A World Championship win would add a second major to his resume and be the 10th PBA title of his career. Will Big Wes Malott prevail? Find out next, live from Las Vegas. Welcome to South Point Bowling Plaza in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the final event of the 2014 PBA Tour season. It's the stepladder finals of the PBA World Championship. The 5 players competing for the title today: tournament leader Wes Malott, Mike Fagan qualified second, Ronnie Russell in the middle. Our opening match features Todd and Stuart Williams. And hello again, everyone. Mike Jakubowski with PBA Hall of Famer Randy Peterson. Kimberly Pressler reports laneside today. The survivor of the stepladder will face Big Wes Malott in the title match. Randy, Big Wes returning to championship form for what could be a career-defining moment today.
Mike J., Hall of Fame implications in store for Wes Malott. If he were to win today, it would be his 10th overall title and second major. And speaking of majors, here's Big Wes winning the 2013 United States Open. It will stamp his ticket to the Hall of Fame with a victory. But you know, we talked to him the other night, and he tried to downplay it. He said, yeah, I'm not really thinking about it. But getting inducted into the PBA Hall of Fame is every professional bowler's dream. It's our holy grail. It's bowling immortality. And I promise you, he's thinking about it today.
It's why we're here today and why we get to enjoy the action live. And our stepladder final, the #4 seed, Todd M. Book, will meet England's Stuart Williams. The winner gets Ronnie Russell, Mike Fagan in the semifinal match, and then Big Wes Malott awaits in the title match. Kimberly Pressler is laneside with Todd Book and Stuart Williams.
Randy and Mike, this week, that there's no doubt in your mind that you're going to win this today. Why so confident?
Well, you know, I've prepared, and I put in time, and I'm ready to win. It's that simple.
Well, good luck to you today. Thank you for your time.
Thanks.
And Stu, you are looking to do the same thing your best friend and fellow countryman did last year. That's win this major and keep that trophy over in England. But you've got 50-plus people right over here screaming and rooting for you. How much added pressure is that?
I don't think it is any added pressure. It's lovely when you strike and the whole place goes crazy.
Well, good luck to you both today.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you in the booth.
We've got 5 completely different styles today. And folks at home watching, all that stuff you used to hear about on how to bowl, throw it all away. Look at the short follow-through by Stu Williams. Look at how open Todd Book's hand is at the top of the swing. Take a look at how high this backswing is. Remember your friends at home saying, hey, you got to lower your backswing. Ronnie Russell, how steep. Now, the other part of Ronnie Russell's game that's unique, trail leg, foot off the ground. Now let's take a look at Mike Fagan, another high backswing, but look, his wrist is actually inverted. It's bent backwards. We're used to seeing guys cup it at the top of the swing. And then it's the unique release of Wes Malott. I want you to pay close attention to the yellow tape on his fingers. Look where that hand is pointing. This is going to set up one of the most unique releases on tour.
5 distinct ways of getting the job done. The PBA World Championship. Stepladder. Stuart Williams. The British Beefcake takes on Todd M. Book. We're on the 41-foot World Championship oil pattern dyed in blue, illustrating the challenges the players will face today. And we'll be able to track the lane transition and analyze lane play as we go. The blue indicates heavier and lighter concentrations of oil. Stuart Williams, opening shot, PBA World Championship opening match. Outside line and strike.
When asking Stuart how you're going to play the oil pattern, he said, there's only 2 ways for me to play this 41-foot oil pattern. It's the extreme right side of the lane or the extreme left side of the lane. We can see where Stu's playing already. He's playing the extreme right side. He's going to pipe it straight up first arrow.
Todd M. Book. The M stands for magnificent. And he's looking for his first PBA Tour title and a major today in Las Vegas. Opening shot. Sawds the 5 and the 7 out.
He's going to go about it a little differently. He's going to open up to that outside part of the lane. As we take a look at this 41-foot World Championship oil pattern, these players bowled 52 games to get to the telecast today. Multiple angles is the characteristic. By the time we get into that title match, I wouldn't be surprised to see players maybe playing that 4th arrow.
That playing surface is altered each time a ball is thrown down the lane. We'll be able to track that today. Strike a piece, second frame, opening match, PBA World Championship. Double.
And a great start for Todd Book, who's nothing short of confident. Just a real likable guy. He's out here just for the pure enjoyment and fun of competing at this level. Very successful businessman back home.
PBA World Championship format started with a field of 240 players who each bowled 28 games, 7 each on 4 different oil patterns. The top 24 advanced to round-robin match play with bonus pins attached. You're looking at the top 5. Here's Beef Stew. Strike up, second frame. Strike for Williams. Randy, you mentioned he's playing way right or way left. The 15 boards in the middle are the death zone for Stew. Why is that?
He didn't have a good ball reaction playing that part of the lane. It had to be one or the other. And Stu is very good at doing both.
Double a piece. Stu says, I want to slow everything down. It's so easy to get ahead of yourself and rush, Randy.
Yeah, he was paying particular to that second shot of the match. He said he really wanted to focus on that second shot. He says he throws the first strike, gets jacked up, and then comes back with a bad shot in the second.
Between first and second arrow, powerful strike for Stuart Williams. Come on.
You know, Stu's a huge New England Patriot fan too, so I wonder if what the Pats did yesterday maybe helped inspire Stuart a little bit more today. See how he keeps his hand up the back of the bowling ball, and that controls the down lane reaction. Stuart was kind of waving that one off. He got it in just a bit, but it's 10 in the pit nonetheless.
Todd Book is about as grounded a person as you'd want to meet. Runs a tiling business when he's not professional bowling. Powerful strike and a turkey apiece.
As we take a look at Todd Book's arsenal, he's throwing a Vengeance on the right lane and a Venom Shock on the left lane. Big thing for him, though, is that open hand at the top of the swing that sets that hand up to be in the inside part of the bowling ball on the way down. Creates a really strong release.
All strikes, fourth frame. Help. Looking for help, doesn't get it. Split, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10.
Damn it. Says he got it too wide. It also looked like he grabbed it a bit. There's that open hand again. And this one, it looks like he just kind of grabbed a bit at the bottom and that made the ball overreact, going right through the face, leaving the 3, 4, 6, 7, 10.
Very makeable split. It's like shooting the baby split. Throw the 3 over. Here's the attempt. Just wide open frame and 7 out. Count. Missing as well.
Take a look at Stuart Williams' arsenal here. He's going with Marvelous on both lanes. Earlier this season, he went from 6 steps to 5 steps. He felt like his swing was getting too steep from the top. So this helped to flatten and make that flat spot at the bottom of the swing much bigger.
Williams, Turkey working in a lead here. Early opening match here at the PBA World Championship. 4th frame. Heavy roll and heavy strike. 4-bagger. And Stuart Williams here at the World Series of Bowling, Randy, earning his first PBA Tour title.
2011 Viper Championship. First Englishman ever to win a PBA title.
He beat Ildemaro Ruiz in that title match, 246-201, and now he's looking to add a major to that resume, just like his countryman, Dom Barrett, our defending champion here last year.
You couldn't wait to say that word. Ildemaro Ruiz.
I love to roll my R's.
From Venezuela.
The Venezuelan vulture. 5th frame for Stuart Williams. Wow, great start for Stu.
And that's what champions do. They take advantage of openings given to them by their opponents. Stuart Williams perfect through 5. Todd Book with a big split in the 4th frame. Stuart just jumps all over it like a bulldog on a pork chop.
Big reaction out of Stu. He'll let you know what's going on at all times. Now Book, after the open frame, trails by 41. Back in the pocket, mixing strike for Book. It's not about money in the bank, according to Todd. He just wants to do the best job possible. As I mentioned, he owns a tiling business, and he was laying tiles last week, and he'll be laying tiles next week, as Todd spoke to us. 15-9 match play record. Qualified 4th position. Looking for his first major and PBA Tour title here today. Can cut into the Williams lead, 6th frame.
Nice comeback. I think the most interesting fact about Todd Book is he told us he only practiced 6 games before the World Series of Bowling. That's amazing.
So Book recovers with a double. He trails by 31. Stuart Williams looking to advance. Who will face Ronnie Russell? We'll find out next at South Point Bowling Plaza.
You're Salt and Pepper, you tell people to push it.
Push it real good.
It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
I'm pushing it real good.
While we may never know exactly what the weather has in store, one thing we do know is how to be ready for it. Rain-X Original Treatment repels rain, sleet, and snow. Rain-X wiper blades clear the windshield without streaking. Together, they give you the confidence to weather any kind of weather. Rain-X, outsmart the elements.
Oh, hey, Mike, here's your rock.
Great, thanks, Bill.
You made the right choice, kid. I won a major championship with this ball. This box is giving me a migraine.
That's because you have a huge head, Malott.
Knock it off, you two. What a bunch of head cases.
Speak for yourself, mate. I'm good as gold. Hey, Carolyn, do I look good in this box?
Hopefully you'll have a couple of holes drilled in your head soon.
Whatever. I just strike a lot. And you like it. You like it, Malott. All right, kid, let's do this. It's time to own it.
Sure. Don't worry. They left for the game. Bram, this is Mark Helfrich. Get me Phil Knight, stat.
Think Urban would miss the spring?
Keep it. Bram. Playbook.
You sure?
No one's gonna know.
Yeah. I forgot I have a meeting.
The PBA World Championship is brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. By Storm, bowlers serving bowlers. Storm is the bowlers company. By AMF, roll this way. And by Columbia 300, grab some friends, have some fun, let's bowl. South Point Bowling Plaza, brand new facility, host of the 6th PBA World Series of Bowling, 240 bowlers featuring 20 different countries. And South Point will be the host of World Series of Bowling 7. And let's take a look at highlights from our qualifying stages of the World Series as seen on Extra Frame, the online bowling channel.
Wes Malott was your leader after every round of match play, and heading into the last 8 games, he had a 125-pin lead. He went 4-4 to retain the #1 seed.
Mike Fagan, 14-10 match play record, averaging 227.8 over his 52 games to solidify the 2nd seed.
He had a huge lead as well, 190 pins over 3rd going in. Ronnie Russell, well, all Ronnie Russell did was make a big move. He went from 8th to 3rd.
Todd Book, #4 seed on the strength of 15-9 in match play, 224.5 over his 52 games.
He shot a big 248 closer against Sean Rash to end Sean's bid to try to make the top 5.
Sean Maldonado bidding for his first major telecast.
And it was 2 washouts for Sean Maldonado that would prove to be his undoing as he shoots 156 in the final game of the tournament to drop all the way to 8th.
Battle of Englishmen, our defending champion Don Barrett and Stu Williams in the position round. Somebody needs a big game.
Well, it was all about Beef Stu, though, because he closes with 258 and jumps around a couple of players to grab that 5th and final spot.
Final qualifying numbers, 229 plus for Malott over 52 games, just missing Rash, lefty Scott Norton, and Sean Maldonado. Opening match continues. Stuart Williams has the front 5 against Todd Book. A big hole, Randy. That count, a big factor in the 4th frame.
Try a good one at the break. Come on.
He can still strike out to shoot 259, but Stuart Williams needs to continue the string of strikes and keep the pressure on. Up by 31 through 5.
Slaps the 10 out front. 6 for Beef Stew. Tina Williams, Stuart's wife, on hand with Dave and Linda Williams, Stu's parents, out of Liverpool.
That abbreviated follow-through, it's just a great, solid game. I really like what Stuart Williams does because there's not a lot of moving parts. Gets the ball into the swing, steady head, that short abbreviated follow-through. And I remember back in the day growing up, everybody wanted you to follow through to the ceiling, and those were the old days when we bowled with plastic and urethane.
Different ways of getting the job done. That one's a little inside, but it avoids a 410 split. A little bright. It's a little left of target right off his hand.
Let's take a look at this shot right here. Stuart Williams gets to the foul line, comes up and out of it just a little bit. Looked like his hand went around the side. That ball was left of target, and a great break, only leaving the 10 pin.
Williams lines up cross lane and gets the belly, 10-pin spare, and a 40-pin advantage. Todd Book can double and cut the lead in half. 7th frame.
Push.
And a strike for Book. The lead is cut to 30. Randy, just speaking with Todd yesterday, his family and his job and his bowling, and as we look at his wife that's here, Amy Book is with us. It's just so important to Todd, the family support, his successful business, and he's so grounded and fun to speak with.
Yeah, he really is. You know, he has very limited television experience, but again, this isn't life or death for him out here. And very grounded guy, good guy, a lot of fun to talk to. He's looking to cut the lead now to 20.
Splits the 8 and 9. The lead's cut in half. Not done yet is Todd M. Book.
He is definitely the underdog coming into this championship finals, and he knows that. He likes being the spoiler. He's got a good opportunity right here. And in his mind, he's only thinking about one thing, and that's taking it off the sheet to shoot 259. Right now, Stuart Williams is at 249.
Williams in his half of the 8th frame, working on the spare. He's up 20. Winner gets Ronnie Russell next. Another split of the 8 and 9 for Williams.
That was a little 10-pin party in the pit right there. That was about as flush as you can make it.
Our Roll Tech tournament stats, Stuart Williams, qualifying leader in strikes at 64.26. Russell Malott, you can understand why those 28 qualifying games produced about 2 of 3 strikes. And 6 of 10 for Fagan, roughly.
2 more strikes and Stuart Williams will shut out Todd Book, but he has to get this one right here in the 9th frame.
Light bucket combo, 2-4-5.
Well, he threw a bad shot the last time on that lane and went high, and this time it's another marginal shot for the 2-4-5. He's still in this match because Todd Book cannot shut him out. A spare here. Stu can still strike out to shoot 259. Mike J, we have a possibility of a tie with a spare right here. Just throw the ball right here into the 2 and the 5, and that 2-pin will drive the 4-pin out. Instead, it's a chop.
How bad is that?
And now Book can take the lead with a strike in the foundation frame. Book has not been in his chair for this match. He's been up against the back, just raring to go. And now an opportunity to take the lead with a strike, 9th frame.
Sit.
Are you kidding me?
Cannot miss right. Oh, of course.
Yeah, at the worst possible moment, he goes through the face. He had a chance to shut out Stu Williams instead. It's the 3, 6, 7, 10. He's going to try to get the bowling ball right over into this position and throw that 3-pin into the 7. Got to make this to give himself any kind of a chance. If he spares this, he can still shoot 235. Stuart Williams is at 237.
Conversion for Todd Book when he needed it most.
What a great shot by Todd Book, and it still gives him some life. As we take a look at our hammer, tough spare replay, just how I drew it up. He gets the ball to the right side of the 3-pin, drives it into the 7, and that is your hammer. Tough spare replay. He's got to strike out to have any chance, in my opinion. Stuart Williams is locked in on the right lane. 3 in the 10th here gives him 235. And
look at this left lane. You heard him say it on the right lane. You can't get it right. He makes sure he doesn't get it right on that left lane, and the ball never picks up. It's a 2-8-10, and I'll tell you how difficult the 2-8-10 is, Mike J. In my 30-plus years of bowling, I've made it once. He's going to shoot it left-handed.
Shooting it left-handed, we talked about this earlier. He's very good from the left side as well. I don't know if we've ever seen that. A left-handed spare attempt, which was within the rules on PBA Tour.
He's mathematically shut out now. Stuart Williams is going to move on, but Stuart Williams needs to figure out what to do on that left lane.
Stuart Williams, beef stew, and the beef stew cheering section on hand. Williams advances and will face Ronnie Russell coming up in our next match. Stuart Williams prevails, and Beef Stew moves on. More from Vegas coming next.
A Barbasol close shave is much better than a waking up in Vegas on the front lawn of the Little White Chapel and not finding a wedding ring on your finger kind of close shave. So, lather up, America.
Barbasol. Eyes straining at night, struggling with glare from oncoming lights. You need visual clarity. Get it instantly with Night View NV, the glare reduction glasses that turn fuzzy and dull into clear and bright, even at night.
It's brighter, there's no glare.
I can actually see at night.
Everything is defined, like high definition.
The secret is specially coated yellow lenses that block the blue light that causes nighttime glare. As the days get shorter, you'll be able to see longer. Wherever there's glare, you'll see clearer with Night View NV. Similar glasses can cost as much as $400, but during this special TV offer, you'll receive one pair of Night View NV glasses for just $10. But to make this offer perfectly clear, we'll double it free. Just pay separate processing and handling. You get 2 pairs of Night View NV for just $10. Call or log on now.
To order, call 1-800-619-5442. That's 1-800-619-5442, or visit us online at getnightview.com. Call or click today.
A Barbasol close shave is much better than a slicing your tee shot on number 12 and watching it fly within inches of a personal injury lawyer putting on number 16 kind of close shave. So, lather up, America.
Barbasol. The National Championship, Monday.
They dominated in every way.
This was a resounding statement.
To the races. The dream continues for the Buckeyes.
The National Championship presented by AT&T, Oregon, Ohio State, Monday at 8:30 on ESPN.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be your manager.
One of the main things we deal in is nostalgia.
When my daughters were born, we wrapped them up and I laid the kids in the gas pump.
Nostalgia is an interesting word that comes from 2 words that mean longing and homecoming. If you think about it, all of these things are really about taking us home to what matters.
American Pickers is all new, Wednesdays at 9 on History.
Sponsored by the 2015 Original Pittsburgh RV Show, Western PA's only major RV show, January 10th through the 18th at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center.
PBA World Championship at South Point Bowling Plaza rolls on, and Marcus Mariota and the Ducks look to secure their first national title against Urban Meyer's Buckeyes, eager to cap off their dream season. The National Championship, presented by AT&T, Oregon versus Ohio State, January 12th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. And the Earl Anthony Trophy belongs to the winner of the PBA World Championship, and this tournament belonged to Earl Anthony in this Ebonite flashback. The PBA National Championship was owned by PBA Hall of Famer Earl Anthony, winning it a record 6 times.
it's always something I've pumped up for, and it's always been, since I've been on the tour, to me, the #1 title in bowling. So I just seem to do my best in this tournament for some reason. I guess it's because I want to win it more than any other event we have.
Earl Anthony owned this event, winning this national championship 3 consecutive times twice. He gives Durbin an opening, but Durbin comes right back with a pocket 4-9.
And Earl Anthony needing a string of strikes to get back into the match.
Check out some of this pin carry.
And bet it.
5 off the wall.
Key shot for Anthony.
10 in the pin.
Look at that.
Durbin can't watch. There's nothing he can do sitting on the bench. How about that?
The 9 and the 7 off the wall.
Earl Anthony.
The great Earl Anthony. And the Earl Anthony Trophy awaiting to be awarded today. Opening match, 246 for Stu Williams. Takes out Todd M. Book. And Williams advances to face Russell. Fagan and Malott are coming up next. The final event of the 2014 PBA Tour season means we'll have a vote for PBA Player of the Year following this event. Jason Belmonte, 3 titles and 2 majors, the leading candidate. Also under consideration, Mika Koivuniemi, the real deal, Bill O'Neill, with Russell and Malott.
Well, what a season it's been for Jason Belmonte. And you know what? It doesn't hurt to catch a couple of breaks, as well as he wins the 2014 USBC Masters, successfully defending that title. And then it's off to the Tournament of Champions. A great match that Jason had with Wes Malott.
And Mike J. and Randy Peterson now with the PBA Player of the Year, back-to-back in those majors, and back-to-back likely for Player of the Year.
Fingers crossed, Mike J. Let's hope so.
And just an amazing performance and 10 titles, and really Wes Malott is in that position today.
Well, and you know, that's what I'm really excited to see today is Wes bowling in a title match. He's extremely difficult to beat. I know this because I've bowled against him a few times. So whoever gets to play against him is really going to have to bowl well.
I've got a question for you. The last time somebody went back-to-back Player of the Year was back in 96, 97, 98, a guy by the name of Walter Ray Williams Jr. What would it mean to you to accomplish the same feat? It's been almost 20 years since that's happened.
Mate, it meant everything to me. I mean, all the sacrifices that you have to leave your home to do your dream job, you know, to be the best player in the world, back-to-back years, mate, I couldn't have written a better story myself. It's pretty, I'm pretty proud of myself.
And I'm looking forward to calling the action with you and Mike J in the next couple of matches. It should be great fun.
Man, I can't wait to hear some more Randy Peterson isms out there.
Okay, I can't wait to hear some from you as well.
2 hands on the bowling ball, 1 mic. Jason Belmonte joins us for the next 2 matches. Ronnie Russell getting set to face Stuart Williams next, live in Las Vegas.
That leaky roof will cost you thousands in repairs, and gushing gutters could destroy your home's foundation. Hi, Phil Swift here for Flex Seal, the brand everyone trusts to coat, seal, and stop leaks fast. Just a quick shot and Flex Seal fills cracks and holes, stopping the toughest leaks while remaining completely flexible. It's actually liquid rubber in a can. To show you the amazing sealing power of Flex Seal, we replaced the bottom of this boat with the screen door and covered it in Flex Seal. After a day on the water, not only does it stay afloat, but the inside is completely dry. And for places that are light, you're gonna love Flex Seal Bright. Ideal on lighter surfaces. Perfect for quickly repairing decorative items. This light coating holds back water. A lot of water. It's like the Hoover Dam in a can. Use Flex Seal Clear to coat and protect. Now everything in plain sight can be sealed watertight. We replaced the bottom of this boat with plexiglass. Drilled over 100 holes and covered them in Flex Seal Clear. Not only does it stay afloat, but Flex Seal Clear keeps all the water out of the boat. Hello, fishing. Roofs and gutters, kitchens and bathrooms, pools, patios, and so much more. Don't call a repairman to fix leaks. You can get Flex Seal right now for just $19.99. And check this out. Flex Seal is available in all these incredible new colors. But wait, we're going to double your order and send you 2 cans of Flex Seal in your choice of clear, original, or bright for just $19.99. You're going to love Flex Seal. Here's how to order.
To order Flex Seal, call 1-800-706-8359 or go to getflexseal.com. Flex Seal colors now available. Call 1-800-706-8359 or go online now.
For fans of the boldest, brightest, baddest, biggest stars. This is your game. Warriors Thunder at 8. Cavs Clippers at 10:30. Presented by State Farm. Friday on ESPN.
PBA World Championship live on ESPN rolls on at brand new South Point Bowling Plaza in Las Vegas. South Point, host of PBA World Series of Bowling 6. Ronnie Russell rolled the 24th perfect game in PBA Tour history at this World Series of Bowling in the Chameleon Championship semifinal. And that memorable second ball in the 10th frame at the late 10 pin. Here's the money ball. And a lot of folks saw that on the ESPN YouTube with over 500,000 views. And he's with Kimberly Presley.
Thanks, Mike. So, Ronnie, this is the best World Series that you've had in your career. What's been the biggest difference for you?
I just think a lot of experience and just be mentally ready. And, you know, I'm just doing it really good right now.
Well, you just finished up your practice shots. How did the lanes feel to you?
I feel like there's starting to be a little bit of hook from the right, so I'm a little bit more comfortable, a little more speed, a little more hit. So,
well, good luck to you today. Guys, back to you in the booth.
Looking a little bit more serious than we see him when he's off the lanes, Jason. You've been in this situation many times. I've been in this situation before. What's going through Ronnie Russell's mind as he takes on Stuart Williams?
Well, after watching Stu bowl a really great first game, I think he's going to be confident that the first few shots out of the gate are going to be his best. He's got to make sure to let Stu know that he's ready to play.
And I don't think it's any surprise here that Ronnie Russell's chosen to start this match so he can finish on the right lane.
It's exactly what I would have done.
Opening shot from Russell in our second match is a good one. Kicks the 10 out.
You know, the thing about Ronnie Russell, Jason, he told us, he says, you know, he's just going to try to have more fun. He's not putting as much pressure on himself anymore, and it's led to some better things happening on the lanes, and success breeds confidence.
And look, for me as well as Ronnie, the more relaxed you are, the more fun you're having, the easier it is to bowl. I think when you put a lot of pressure on yourself, I know a lot of guys do sometimes love to put that pressure, but for a lot of other people, you know, to be a bit more relaxed and calm is a lot easier for us to throw the ball.
Opening shot from Beef Stew. High hit, and he can't roll the 4.
I'm no Ronnie Russell.
The witty, inimitable Stu Williams. Jason, you've seen him all over the world. He's won titles in 9 different countries and bowled perfect games in 12 different countries.
Yeah, Stuart and I have actually bowled against each other since we were teenagers around the world. So the thing that's impressed me most about Stu is since we were teenagers, his game has evolved immensely. And today, I mean, going back a few years, 5, 6 years, you never would have seen him play this straight, this well. So it's testament to his work and his game.
My question is, do you think the straight shot's going to hold up?
That's a really good question, mate. I guess time will tell, but I mean, Stu's going to stay there for as long as he possibly can. I know he can hook the ball with the best of them, but I think he's got a much more comfortable look from the right. So hopefully it'll stay there for as long as it can, and then if he's quick enough, he'll make the move left.
So Williams, clean frame in the first. 246 in his opener, defeating Todd Book, second frame.
Pretty good shot there. I look for Ronnie Russell to bowl a big game. I think Stu's gonna have to shoot 240 or 250 to win this match.
I really can't stop talking about this abbreviated follow-through. You know, when we were kids growing up, you had to have that big, long follow-through. People say, hey, don't drop your right shoulder. You're dropping your right shoulder. Guess what? You have to do that.
Randy, I'm the last guy to tell anybody how to bowl normally.
Strike for Russell, and Kimberly Pressler's lane side with Todd and Book. Kimberly.
Thanks, guys. Todd, you had a key split conversion in the 9th, but you weren't able to do the same thing in the 10th. What was running through your mind?
What was going through my mind is when Stuart actually missed that spare in the 8th, I had a chance at that point to shut him out. I could have struck out and shut him out. Unfortunately, when I left the split in the 9th, I knew I had to pretty much make the split to even put any kind of pressure on him. But when I did, I thought it was great. So I figured if I struck out, he still had to get a mark and good count. And unfortunately, I split again. And then my only chance I thought was making that split was to shoot left hand at it. It's because it's a 2-8-10 and it's not made that often. So my thought was to make it left-handed. When it didn't happen, it just Stuart won it. That was it. So
was it a good experience for you, though?
Absolutely. These are always great experiences. And as you get to more telecasts, you get better and better at it. This is only my 2nd telecast, which I was in perfect shape. I was in mentality. I was really good. I was ready. Just I didn't perform in the 9th and 10th to shut it out. But I think, go ahead.
Thank you so much for your time.
I want to say thanks to my sponsors, Vice Grips and Motive. My money's on Ronnie Russell.
Stuart Williams up in the 3rd, can cut the lead in half, and he slaps a 10 out.
Two contrasting styles and lane play strategies going on right now. Ronnie Russell way inside and feeding to the same part of the lane that Stuart Williams is playing, Jason.
Well, the one thing that's going to help Ronnie is because Stu is further to the right, he's only going to create more hook for Ronnie down lane. So as long as the middle of the lane isn't too flat, where if Ronnie can actually see a little hold from the inside as well, it's going to get easier and easier for Mr. Russell.
4 out of 6 on the left lane for Stuart Williams. Can even things up with a strike in the 4th frame. Bingo!
Good looking shot there. And Stuart Williams has evened everything up. Lanes are very scoreable right now. You still have to make quality shots, but when you do, the pin carries look very, very good, and it looks like you can get to the pocket fairly easily. Again, you still have to execute.
Jason, Ronnie struggled early in his TV career. The difference between bowling and the bowling center environment and then moving into this environment, how did you face it?
Mate, it's a completely different animal. So I think experience is probably, it's priceless. You know, to be able to be in this situation a few times and learn from your mistakes, you only become a better bowler. And look, Ronnie is proof of that right now. He's bowled a perfect game on television. He's won plenty of times, and now, you know, the front 4 looking very, very comfortable on the lanes.
And Ronnie, a look at his arsenal.
Venom shock on both lanes for Ronnie Russell. Russell perfect through 4. Right now, his strategy looks pretty good. 4th arrow out to about the 7 board. You like that, Jason?
Yeah, well, you can see that ball, it just really shimmed through the first 45 feet of that lane, and then once it saw that friction to the right, made the corner beautifully. I think he's got a lot of room down lane. It's going to be very, very tough to beat.
And this is what you were talking about. If that middle part of the lane isn't too flat to where he can get the ball to push right, he definitely has enough hand and revolutions to get the ball to make the corner.
Oh, Ronnie, this is his A game right now, curving the ball. And when you let him play his A game, he's as good as anyone else in the world.
Bowling for a major title today. Stuart Williams' best finish in a major came in 2013 at the Masters, where he finished 3rd. 5th frame.
And Ronnie is so much farther left of Stuart Williams. You think Ronnie's shot is going to affect Stuart's in any way?
Look, I don't think so. Not with the speed that Stu was playing and the ball roll. He's got that ball rolling a little bit more end over end to pick up a little earlier. I think the balls aren't really crossing at the same path, so it shouldn't bother Stu too much. It's really about if that lighter concentrated volume of oil to the right holds up long enough where he can, you know, continue to strike. So far, so good, but time will tell.
Halfway through our 2nd match, Mike Fagan is waiting in the semifinal. Stuart Williams can tie things up with another strike. 6th frame.
Let's see you, Phoenix!
Giving a shout out to his 50-plus fans that have made the trek from Phoenix. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you why Ronnie Russell thinks he has an advantage over every other player in the field. We've got a barn burner. Stay with us.
HotelPlanner.com is #1 in group travel, offering free event planning services. Book like the pros. Book with HotelPlanner.com.
And so you can see, like right here, I can just, check my policy here, add a car, speak to customer service, check on a claim, all with the tap of my Geico app.
Oh, that's so cool.
Well, I would disagree with you, but that would make me a liar.
No, dude, you're on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, I pretty much walked into that one.
Geico, anywhere, anytime. Just a tap away on the Geico app.
300 isn't just a number. It is our destination. Shouting at a ball will make it strike more. Nothing is as satisfying as hurling dangerously heavy spheres at stationary objects and watching X's fill the frames. You know it, we know it. So here's to the ballers, the lane dwellers, the alley cats. We are PBA, the night we bowl. For all the latest DBA product information, visit your local pro shop or check out damngoodbowling.com.
The National Championship, Monday.
They dominated in every way.
This was a resounding statement.
Elliott off to the races. The dream continues for the Buckeyes.
The National Championship presented by AT&T, Oregon, Ohio State, Monday at 8:30 on ESPN.
When everything's included, the kids get a vacation of their own, and so do we. But when we get together, it's the best time of all.
I can feel it, yeah.
Right now, you can get up to 65% off. Call your travel agent or 1-800-BEACHES.
Shopping for my daughters isn't like it used to be.
That's just not enough crotch.
Do these shoes say mathlete to you?
Where do you put the books? These are still cool, right? Number 15 of my 20, desperately trying to keep my girls from growing up too fast.
The Amex Everyday Credit Card with no annual fee. Make 20 or more purchases in a monthly billing period and earn 20% more rewards.
Is this nut-free?
It's membership that rewards you for the things you already buy every day. What's your 20?
Packed house at South Point Bowling Plaza, brand new facility for tournament bowling in Las Vegas. Super Tuesday presented by Cree. First at 7, a Big Ten battle between the Wolverines and the Buckeyes led by D'Angelo Russell. Then head to the SEC as the Tigers take on John Calipari's #1 ranked Wildcats. Michigan versus number 22 Ohio State at 7, and Missouri versus #1 Kentucky at 9. Super Tuesday on ESPN, the home court of college hoops.
Let's take a look at the differences in the two players and how they're playing the lanes. A deep inside line by Ronnie Russell. Right around 4th arrow. Stu Williams right around the 8th board going real straight.
Let's see your feet up!
Two completely different styles, Jason Belmonte. Two different ways to combat this oil pattern.
And that's basically what it was like for the entire World Championship. I mean, you were able to play different parts of the lane. I think that's why we have a very diverse group of guys on the show.
Deja vu all over again as Ronnie Russell with the front string of strikes and a 10-pin. And Randy, you mentioned Ronnie Russell has an advantage.
Well, Ronnie Russell told us that he thinks he has a huge advantage today because he is the only player on the telecast today that's actually bowled in the new South Point Bowling Plaza.
He said he knows how that left lane transitions. He's used to the environment.
Interesting as well is he's the only player of the 5 finalists that bowled in the pattern championships. And a look at Michelle, and of course everyone following at home in Marion, Indiana. Michelle Russell, a big part of Ronnie's support team here. And also Ronnie mentioned that I just want to win in front of Michelle once. He's had bad luck or bad runs with Michelle in attendance, so Ronnie would like to win with Michelle in attendance. Currently trails by 1, 7th frame, and 6 kicks to 10.
Jason, what's interesting in watching Ronnie Russell is he doesn't take a lot of time. He puts his hand in the ball, and it's about a second later he gets into his approach and goes.
It reminds me a little bit of like Don Barrett. He's the exact same way. I know a lot of guys that want too many thoughts going through their minds once they step on the approach, so when they're ready, they go. I think Stu probably takes his time a little bit more, but you know, that's probably one of the reasons why Ronnie as well can just get through the shot. He just starts quickly, gets through it, and you know, 5 in a row, spare strike. I'll take that every start for a game.
Stu up a stick, can extend his lead, 7th frame. Powerful strike, 10 back. Chance of Stu in the audience.
I think getting back to the Ronnie Russell thing, talking about Stu and how much time they spend on the approach, the phrase that I always kind of kept in the back of my mind was paralysis through over-analysis. And I really like that in all sports. And I think we're seeing a real good example of 2 world-class players not standing on the approach forever before they get into motion. And I think it's a great tip for folks at home. Get your hand on the ball, look at your target, and go.
11-pin advantage for Williams, 8th frame. Another strike.
Jason, you just kind of gave me a look. What did you think about that last shot?
To me, it looked a little quicker off his hand, and the ball still read perfectly down lane, which is telling me that there is a little transition down lane. He's actually got a little more room than he started with. I think with that 10-pin kick, Stu's got to be feeling great right now about his own ball reaction, let alone the scores, but he's got to be feeling pretty confident that he's going to get to the pocket and strike.
So 7-bagger for Williams, and now Russell in a must-strike situation here. And that's a touch high, 4-pin.
There's too much freaking rosin on that one.
Did he just say there was too much rosin in that one? A little slow out of his hand, it looked like, and the ball just had too much time to hook down lane.
Yeah, it certainly looked a little slower around here because that ball still got to the friction part of the lane. It just read faster than the ball.
Jason, you had a nice World Championship, finishing 13th. As we are taking a look at our other finishers, Don Barrett, the defending champion, in 10th. Patrick Girard from Montreal. How about Jason Couch? What a story he's been. He actually won a tournament earlier this year, in 2014.
We were there for a regional in Middletown, Delaware. And Jason coming out of retirement and having a nice run here at the World Championship. It's a bit wide, but makes the corner and drives him back.
That shot to me looked like it wiggled down lane.
And look, when you hook the ball, and believe me, I know a little something about hooking the ball, this is what can happen. You know, your angles are so much larger. You are required to throw the ball probably a little bit more accurately with your ball speed. Stu, on the other hand, with less boards covered, can get away with that ball roll. He's not going to have too many bad breaks down lane.
So you do agree with that, the statement, straighter is greater?
100%.
I've seen you go straight
if you're
with a plastic
if you're
ball.
good enough.
And that's coming from someone who can go coast to coast with the beverage. Williams, 10-pin.
Well, he was kicking the 10 out, and this time it's a flat 10, but it's still a 10-pin nonetheless. He's going to maintain a lead with a spare here. Just needed to get the ball to drive up a little bit higher into the pocket. Max score for Ronnie Russell, 259. Max score for Stuart Williams, 269 if he spares here. Easy. going to take a re-rack now here in the 10th frame. Do you like this strategy, Jason?
Yeah, look, when you're up first and you have an opportunity to, one, either shut your opponent out or force him to do something, you want them to sit down for as long as possible. So taking the re-rack is going to help Stu, but it's also going to disadvantage Ronnie. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another re-rack from Stu after this shot.
He's going to take plenty of time here in the 10th frame.
Come on.
A double, and he'll lock out Ronnie Russell and move on. Oh, boy.
Held pocket. Flush.
Oh, let's take a look at this finish. It's not what you would call textbook, but the ball ended up in the right spot.
And that's the advantage of playing a little bit straighter. I mean, the ball shape down lane isn't going to get you in nearly as much trouble as curving the ball. So he didn't get to the line the way he wanted to. It still went, you know, through his target or a little bit left of his target, but within a pretty close range. I mean, that's a really good thing to have if you're Stu Williams.
That was a frozen rope to the pocket, and just like you predicted, Jason, he took his second re-rack. The players are allowed 2 re-racks a game. He's taking plenty of time here in the 10th frame.
Mike Fagan warming up down on the low end here, waiting for the winner of this match, 10th frame. Fixing, no, 4-pin stands.
We have the possibility of a tie. I got to be honest with you. That was 2 very poor shots that we just witnessed from Stu Williams in the 10th.
Look, if you asked Stu right now if he could redo both of those shots, he'd probably say 100%. That one there got his hand around the side of the ball a little bit more. It went a little longer down the lane. And with that stronger cover, it didn't quite make the corner. He would have loved to take that shot back, get his hand behind it a little bit more, and get it to roll up a little sooner.
Ronnie Russell needs, come on. He needs all 3 in the 10th to tie Stuart Williams. The last 2 shots on this right lane, Ronnie Russell went 10-pin, 4-pin. His last strike coming on the right lane was back in the 4th.
I bumped into Ronnie actually right before this match, and the one big key that he told me was that there are more lights on set for this show than there were for the previous World Series. He said the right lane is actually hooking much more than he anticipated.
3 strikes to force a roll-off. That's 1.
He got a handful there. 6 kicks the 10 out nicely. And there was another pin coming across for insurance. He's got to have 2 more to keep his hopes and dreams alive of capturing his first major. He's going to take another re-rack on the right lane.
Speaking with Ronnie yesterday, he said, I want to get a chance to bowl Wes for the title and have a second chance to bowl him in a title match. And he's going to need 2 more strikes for a roll-off against Williams. Beef stew with tour-rep Jimmy Callahan. But all eyes on Ronnie Russell. Must strike twice to force a roll-off. Oh, ringing 10, a second chance? No! Oh, Williams advances.
The pin went down, but it was hit by the machine. The machine touched it first. That pin does not count. It will be re-spot. Unfortunately, the rack came down before the pin could actually hit the pin deck. Take a look right here.
If this machine is 1/100th of a second slower, it's a strike.
Stuart Williams will move on to face Mike Fagan.
England's Stuart Williams alive to keep the PBA World Championship in England. Stu takes on Mike Fagan in the semifinal next at South Point Bowling Plaza. Nice shot.
Walk the miles in your own way. Make the most of every day. Look sharp when you stand up tall. Close shave America, close shave Barbasol. Close shave Barbasol, crochet Barbasol.
HQ says flank right and take the base.
You guys are flanking up the right side? We just flanked up the right side. How'd it go? Good, good. Not great. They do have a flamethrower. Did you take it out? Nah. But you guys will probably be fine. All right, let's do this.
Boom Beach, come with a plan or leave in defeat.
The United States Bowling Congress is shaping the future of bowling, helping kids learn the sport the right way and awarding thousands of scholarships every year. USBC supports Special Olympics and America's best when they go for the gold as the home and heart of Team USA. We're reaching for new heights in research, raising the bar with spectacular national tournaments, and have raised millions of dollars to help fight cancer and support veterans. Visit bowl.com to learn more.
Success has to be earned. Earned through hard work and dedication. There is no easy road. There are no shortcuts. You have to put in the time, get focused, and outwork your competition. Go earn it. Get motivated.
Sure. Don't worry, they left for the game. Bram, this is Mark Helfrich. Get me Phil Knight, stat.
Think Urban would miss the spring?
Keep it. Bram, playbook.
You sure?
No one's gonna know.
Yeah. I forgot I have a meeting.
The PBA World Championship is brought to you by Radical Bowling Technologies. Wow, that's radical. By Motive Bowling, get motivated. By AMF, roll this way. And by Track Bowling, make the smart move. Head to PBA.com to check out the updated PBA Bowling Challenge mobile game for your iPhone, iPad, and Android device. With over 11 million downloads, join your friends today bowling against the best PBA bowlers in dozens of events all over the world. New features include over 60 different bowling ball options, career mode, and 25 different venues to bowl at. Click on the mobile game link at PBA.com and get started. On the way to the Earl Anthony Trophy, halfway home, Stuart Williams 246 in the opener and surviving in the 10th frame against Ronnie Russell 259-248. Mike Jakubowski with PBA Hall of Famer Randy Peterson, 14 career titles and now 14 years in the broadcast booth. You're the second most decorated analyst of all time.
Wow. I didn't know that. That sounds great, especially when you say it. That's awesome.
And we've got two situations, Randy, where 10th frame couldn't get the job done in the 10th frame. Two exciting matches.
Well, here's the thing. Right now, Stuart Williams is going straight. I loved Jason Belmonte's analysis about straighter is greater and how well it's working for Stu. He's averaging over 250 for 2 games. That's the good news. The bad news, he's going to face Mike Fagan now, and Mike Fagan can play both parts of the lane as well. Mike Fagan can get right on top of where Stuart Williams is playing, and I think we're going to have some big fireworks in this upcoming match.
World Series of Bowling 6 here at South Point. We'll see World Series of Bowling 7 right here at South Point. And time now for a look at World Series of Bowling highlights from this event. World Series of Bowling 6 starts with the 4 pattern championships.
Yeah, we start off with Cheetah, and it was the television debut of Anthony Pepe. He shoots .295 in the semis. He faces Dick Allen in the title match. Anthony Pepe looking for his first ever win. Dick Allen, well, he's looking for a place to hide because it was Splitsville. 3 to be exact. This one just an awful break, leaving the pocket 7-10.
Allen in command, and then the unthinkable happens, opening the door for Pepe to perform.
Pepe just looking for a mark here in the 10th frame. Yes! And none better than 10 in the pit. He captures his first ever career title.
Up next, the PBA Viper Championship, another PBA Tour debut from Connor Pickford.
Real exciting, up-and-coming player, a lot of hand, a lot of power, but he was going to face Major Mika. And the Viper pattern, well, it played tricky. A big split right here for Connor Pickford gives Mika the opening he was looking for.
And Mika, the master technician.
He would use his skill, his loft, and that hand up the back of the bowling ball to capture the Viper Championship.
Yes! The Chameleon Championship in one of World Series of Bowling 6 top competitors, Ronnie Russell.
The 24th televised 300 game in PBA history in the semis for Ronnie Russell, but he would take on DJ Archer. DJ Archer bowling with a heavy heart, the recent passing of his mother, and Ronnie Russell continued on his striking ways early on, but it was all DJ Archer, throwing great shots from the deep inside part of the lane. Using his skill, rolling his wrist up the back of the bowling ball, creating that big hook down lane. It was all DJ Archer. He needs one more good shot to capture his first title. Bang!
How does this 10th frame look? DJ Archer, PBA champion.
Thank you, mother. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The longest of the animal patterns, the Scorpion Championship. And Michael Haugen has a lot on his mind.
Michael Haugen Jr. showing you that straighter is greater with that shot right there. But too straight will get you into trouble.
That's too much. That's too much.
He gives Martin Larson the opening that he's been looking for. Larson needs a double in the 10th to capture his first title. Great big break there, chipping the 4-7-10 out. He needs one more for title number 1.
But it was not to be. Larson will have to wait for his first title. And Michael Haugen has more than just a victory on his mind.
What does it mean for you to win in front of your family and your girlfriend, Fong?
Well, I got a different answer for you.
Baby, you marry me?
The Earl Anthony Trophy awaits our winner. First, the semifinal matchup. England, Stuart Williams. America's Mike Fagan. Live next in Las Vegas.
Is your back acting up again? Is lower back pain a daily drain? If you're one of the millions who suffer from excruciating agony of lower back pain, you need Be Active, the revolutionary new acupressure system that instantly helps ease discomfort in your lower back, buttocks, and legs. Watch. Just slip on Be Active and tighten the strap. You'll immediately begin experiencing instant relief. Back pain often radiates from the lower back to your lower extremities, but apply Be Active to the trigger point below the knee for instant relief. The secret is the AcuPoint pressure pad that switches off the pain trigger that activates the lower back pain.
The Active provides firm pressure behind the knee on the specific pressure point, which can help relieve the pain and suffering from sciatica.
Wow, I can feel comfort already.
It's like right away relief.
I just put it on, but I can feel it already easing the pain.
But now I don't feel the pain at all. This is really something. You can't see the relief? I can feel it.
It kind of feels like it's relaxing that muscle.
I'm 8 months pregnant, and I definitely wish I found this a couple months ago.
No, I'm not going to give you this back now.
Be Active gives you the ability to instantly be active again. Wear it while exercising. Bend down without pain and keep up with the kids. So discreet, it's invisible under your clothing, yet so comfortable, you can even sleep in it. Be Active easily adjusts to fit any leg so everyone can live pain-free. Expensive pain relievers wear off, but Be Active is always there to deliver the pain relief you need. Now start living pain-free with the acupressure point therapy of Be Active for just $19.99. But wait, call now and we'll double the offer free. Just pay separate processing. If you don't begin to get instant relief, send it back and owe nothing. You get it all for just $19.99. So call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-708-4611. That's 1-800-708-4611. Or go online to beactivebrace.com. Call or click today.
Daily Burn is revolutionizing at-home fitness.
From cardio to strength training to yoga, Daily Burn brings every type of workout right into your home. Stream Daily Burn to your TV and all your connected devices.
I started at a size 20 and I'm now a size 6. I've lost 90 pounds with Daily Burn.
Just choose a workout, a level, and a time.
Plus, Daily Burn's adding new programs all the time.
So guess what? You're out of excuses.
Right now, try it free for 30 days. Go to dailyburn.com/free30.
Champion, Bunny.
They're still here.
Yeah, we still don't know who's going to Walt Disney World.
I'm going to Disney World!
PBA World Championship semifinal match coming up next. The MegaCast returns to ESPN for the College Football Playoff National Championship. The MegaCast will feature more than 12 different ways to follow the game across ESPN platforms, including Film Room on ESPN2, where the analysts and coaches will provide in-depth analysis as the game happens. Available tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Kimberly Pressler is laneside with the King of Swing.
Thanks, Mike. Mike, you've said in the past that you need to regulate your stress level with a major on the line. How are you going to do that?
Well, this is a very stressful environment, but at the same time, you don't get these opportunities a lot, so I just want to enjoy it. I'm going to go out here and have a good time, and, whatever happens, let the chips fall where they may.
We wish you all the best. Good luck to you today.
You.
Guys, back to you.
I didn't get to see much in warm-ups. It's going to be interesting to see how Mike Fagan attacks this championship pair, because he's capable of going in both directions. He can move inside and play that deep inside hook with the slow hook, and he can also play as straight as anybody.
I think Mike has...
Which side are you sitting on?
I was just going to sit where I was, or whatever you want.
That's right.
Look, Mike has certainly turned himself into arguably the most versatile bowler in the world. There's a difference between being able to do lots of things, and then there's a difference like Mike to being able to do lots of things incredibly well. So it is going to be very interesting to see if he wants to curve it a little bit more than Stu to get away from him, or be right on top of him.
Semi-final match is high shot for Williams. 6-7-10.
Another bad shot. You could see just out in his finish and watching the follow-through and what his follow-through did. It almost looked like he tried to save it. Take a look right here at his follow-through. Kind of abbreviated, try to fan it to the right because that ball was left out of his hand the whole way.
Yeah, the key for me is if you watch Stu's ball down the lane, you'll see a darker board, a rangefinder down lane. If his ball can get on the outside of the furthest range board down the lane, it's got a chance. If it's left of that rangefinder, it's going high.
Bowling on the blue oil, 41-foot World Championship pattern. Mike Fagan, number 2 qualifier. And that's a 2-pin.
Playing the big wheel there. That one was probably right of target as far as what I can see from our vantage point. And boy, it had to travel a great distance just to get back to leave a 2-pin. That was right of where Ronnie Russell was playing.
Yeah, I got a feeling that was probably a little further right than where Mike would have liked to have seen the ball. Let's check it out on the next shot and see if that ball doesn't get as far right down the lane.
Fagan clips the 2-pin, the 4-time PBA Tour titleist out of Fort Worth, Texas, by way of Long Island. Fagan, a major competitor here in the Masters in 2012.
Played the lanes, very unusual type of shot. That lock going really, really straight at that Masters event. Jason Belmonte.
Yeah, baby!
You know a couple of things about winning Masters. You know the feeling of hoisting that trophy, winning it back-to-back. What does Stu Williams have in store for him, having to climb that ladder to win a major? You did it the last time winning the Masters.
Look, you wouldn't believe me if I told you, but you are more tired than bowling a 50-game round robin after 4 games on television with the stress, the environment, the lights. I was completely exhausted after that show, and I can imagine if Stu does get through to the title match, you know, he's got to make sure that he is sharp. He's got to make sure he gets the fluids into him, and I wouldn't be surprised if I see him, you know, nibble on something as well to eat. You get so tired, it's incredible.
Stuart Williams, owner of 7 titles on the European Bowling Tour, trying to add a major title to his resume on the PBA Tour. High 610.
Time to move.
Oh, Larry, you just heard Stuart say it. I'm thinking it. You're thinking it. It's time for him to move. What is the adjustment? Does he just parallel in, or does he move in to where Mike Fagan's playing the lanes?
Well, look, if I know Stu as well as I think I do, he's not someone to make a small move. I think he's probably going to jump into more of the oil in the middle of the lane. What ball is he going to use? He's certainly going to change ball. I don't think he's going to use that. It may be the same kind, but drilled differently.
Spare for Williams. Interesting contrast. Before the match, Williams saying the middle of the lane was the death zone for him. Fagan coming in saying my best look was at the middle of the lane.
Fagan also said that he felt this tournament would be won from the inside part of the lane.
Third frame, semi-final match. Mike Jakubowski, Randy Peterson, and Jason Belmonte live at South Point. And that's a big move and a big strike.
Now that's actually a different ball right there from Stu. That's the Marvelous, but it's a different ball. You can see the different colors going down the lane. That's a stronger ball for him, and what a great move.
Fagan up. First opportunity to double. Here's what's in his bag, the Hypercell skid. Those hook ratings represent the hook potential at 9.0. Not quite the strongest rock in his sling. Mixing 2-pin.
And again, another shot that was right and had to travel a tremendous amount of distance to get back. He was much straighter on that left lane. The ball didn't go near as far right. And again, it's another 2-pin. And right now, as a player, you know, Mike Fagan's got to be trying to decipher the information he's getting back on that lane. I mean, what adjustment do you see him making? He went 2-pin, 2-pin on consecutive shots, Jason.
Well, here's the question. Does he want to move his feet right and keep his eyes the same, or does he want to move his eyes further left and keep his feet the same? It's going to be it's really a 50-50 call here for Mike, but if it were me,
what would you do?
I would probably move my eyes a little further left. I think that ball's getting too far down the lane to the right, making it a little harder to get to the pocket.
But if you move your eyes in, you leave your feet the same, your angle changes, what happens to your area or your mistake area to the right?
Well, you're just not supposed to miss right, Randy. That's what our job is, to hit our target.
Well played, sir.
11-pin advantage for Fagan, 4th frame. Semifinal, Wes Malott is waiting in the championship match. Third arrow, target point, and a late 10-pin goes.
Nice messenger coming across to get the 10 out. Nice shot there. Mike Fagan is going to finish on this left lane, and I think that's a good thing. He likes the left lane a little bit better as we see the head pin going to the sidewall and coming across and taking the 10 out. Stuart Williams now getting up in the 4th frame can actually throw a double here in the 4th and 5th and take the lead.
And a 10-pin.
I'll take a 9 from that.
I'm not sure he thought that ball would even hit the pocket after he let go of it.
No, I think at halfway down the lane, he was going to be happy with 7 or more. To get 9, he said it just then, you know, he's happy to get 9 out of that. But look, Ronnie Russell told me that lane is hooking more. I think that's why the players are further left on that right lane. Another reason why that ball hooked back from where Stu didn't think it was going to. It's just plainly hooking.
Okay, come on.
Well, let's take a look and see what Stuart Williams was doing early on. It was pretty straight, but it goes through the face. The next time he gets up, he decides he's going to do a little Mother May I 15-board move left and start opening lane up. Much smoother reaction on that left lane in terms of that arc. That right lane, again, you mentioned it, hooks a little bit more. Players have to give it more room and pay it a little more respect.
Strike in the beer frame for Beef Stew.
Well, with that move left, Randy, his hand has to change at the bottom of the release as well. No longer can he get his hand behind the ball. He's now got to hook it.
Kimberly Pressler is laneside.
Thanks, Mike. Ronnie, you needed 3 strikes in the 10th in order to tie Stu Williams to get into this match. You got the first one, but the second one, that 10-pin was left standing. How heartbreaking was that for you?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank Moto for being a big part while I'm here. And, you know, that 10-pin was a really good shot. I actually think that second shot was better than the first one, but, you know, it didn't go my way, and I wish Stu the best.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
And thank you.
Ronnie Russell, prime performer here at World Series of Bowling. And a double for Fagan, increasing his lead.
And Jason, he did exactly what you said your move would be. He didn't get that ball near as far right, and it was perfect in the 1-3, and the 6 goes to the sidewall and caves the 10 in. Let's imagine how you hook guys kind of think alike. I would have moved right, kept my eyes in the same spot.
Well, most people tell me that I think differently to everyone else in the world. I usually just keep moving left. But Mike there certainly moved his eyes further left, like you said. It wouldn't surprise me if he actually moved his feet maybe one board to the right and kind of squared himself up a little bit.
4th place finish here last year. He's already improved upon that. Fagan, key shot, 6 frame, can increase his lead to 31. Go. It went, splits the 8 and the 9.
Well, he's locked and loaded on that left lane. He's figured out the right lane. Mike Fagan is in complete control. When we come back, I'll give you a great tip I got from Mike Fagan that will help you folks at home make better shots. Stay with us.
You've probably never given us another thought. And that's fine. Oklahoma's Grand Casino Resort and Hotel. Capital of the new Oklahoma.
The National Championship, Monday.
They dominated in every way. This was a resounding statement. Elliott off to the races. The dream continues for the Buckeyes.
The National Championship presented by AT&T, Oregon, Ohio State, Monday at 8:30 on ESPN.
Holidays are a time for celebrating with family and friends. These get-togethers often include alcohol. At Edgar Snyder & Associates, we see firsthand the devastation caused by drinking and driving. Our law firm helps the innocent victims of drunk driving crashes. The attorneys and staff at Edgar Snyder & Associates urge you, please celebrate responsibly. Visit edgarsnyder.com to sign our Safe and Sober pledge, and you'll be entered to win a holiday gift card. Remember, if you're going to drink, please don't drive. Enjoy a safe holiday season and a happy and healthy New Year.
Shopping for yourself can be a blast, especially when you're shopping for a new Subaru on the all-new daysubaru.com website. With everyday pricing, we make car buying quick, easy, and fun.
Go to daysubaru.com to see all our great deals. From Outback to Forester, Legacy to Impreza, Crosstrek to BRZ. With 2 Day Subaru locations, our savings are incredible.
We'll not only make your day, we'll make your deal.
Day Apollo Subaru, Moon Township, Day Subaru, West Liberty Avenue.
Day Automotive, gonna make your day.
PBA World Championship semifinal rolls on here at South Point Bowling Plaza. Marcus Mariota and the Ducks look to secure their first national title against Urban Meyer's Buckeyes, eager to cap off their dream season, the national championship, presented by AT&T. Oregon versus Ohio State, January 12th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN.
Come on.
Semi-final matchups. Wes Malott will face the winner. Mike Fagan has a 31-pin lead, and Williams can strike to cut it.
I think this is the biggest shot of this tournament for Stu Williams right here.
Wide path, and that's 10
Jason, too much angle on that lane for Stu?
Yeah, look, I think so. I think that ball probably is a little strong for him to play that kind of angle. I mean, it looks great on the left lane. He's probably got to do the same thing that Mike's got to do. He's got to move his feet a little further right or get his eyes further left and not see so much angle down lane. But that's, I agree with you. That was a huge strike. If he doesn't strike then, you know, Mick probably feels a lot more comfortable. He probably strikes out. Right now, Stu has a chance to put a lot more pressure on Fagan.
Takes a re-rack on that left lane, Mike J. And he can cut Mike Fagan's lead to 11 with a strike here in the 7th frame. His good lane. And I think he just got a really good break kicking the 10 out late in that 6th frame on the right lane.
Now we talk about breaks playing a part in any major championship victory. And the 6 comes out of the flat gutter to get the 10. 7th frame for Williams. Great shot.
Looked like he got that in just a little bit, and there's enough oil now in the middle part of the lane to help keep the ball on line. Stuart Williams avoids leaving the stone 9 right here. See, that ball just catches just enough of the 9 pin to make it go down.
Stuart looking for an earful from the Beef Stew fans on hand with their Beef Stew shirts. Now Fagan up 7th frame. He's got a turkey working and an 11-pin lead. Powerful move at the pocket, but 10-pin.
Well, that was a great shot. Remember, before we went to break, I had a little tip for you folks at home. Mike Fagan uses his legs to throw the bowling ball consistently. I want you to watch just how much flex there is in those knees. And he says, you know what, I use my legs to post up the shot, and when I get to the foul line and I'm using my legs, I have a very solid foundation underneath me, and when I do that, I tend to throw really good shots.
It helps him keep his knee in front of his head and stay down with the correct posture, and it all starts with the legs of Mike Fagan. 10-pin advantage. And Williams will have the opportunity to tie and take the lead in his next 2 pitches. Both players can max at 249.
Jason, you're a power player. You use your legs a tremendous amount to drive the bowling ball, to create speed, to create your power. How important are legs in bowling?
Mate, if you haven't got your legs underneath you, you're in serious trouble. If you haven't got the power and the consistency with your timing with your legs, then you're not going to throw a good shot. That's something I know a lot.
Right hit, and he shakes the 2-8.
Shakes the 2-8-10. The 10 was up for a minute as well. As we take a look at our Barbasol close shave of the day replay, Mike Fagan, the deep inside line, looks great off his hand, but labored just a little bit. And watch this. 10 goes, the 2-8 goes last. And Mike Fagan gives it the little sarcastic slap off.
But Williams can tie it up here with another strike. Also with a turkey working, 8th frame. Sends it wide and a great 10-pin.
Too much angle, Jason. Don't you think that's too much angle?
That wasn't very nice.
That's about as close as you're going to get from striking. That shot right there, it's as close to a strike as you're going to get. So that tells me that something's not right. Maybe too much angle, maybe the wrong ball, but look, when you're out there, it is incredibly hard to get that ball out of your hand to try something else with the way the game is played.
I think it was a great shot from an execution standpoint. He threw it brilliantly.
And he has to finish on that lane to finish this match. So, coming down to the 10th frame, and he needs strikes to strike out to win or force Fagan to do something. Well, actually, Mike will finish first, but does he change ball, or does he just try and throw it even better than that great shot?
I think he stays with it. He gets a little bit softer.
I'd probably do the same thing.
Foundation frame. Williams trails by 11. Kicks the 10 that
Still
time.
there. Make him think about it.
And there's the difference in angle. Less angle on the left lane. The 6-pin goes to the sidewalk, cuts the 10 out. Much more extreme angle on the right lane. It's a ringing 10.
When that right lane is forcing Stu to play that slightly deeper line. So it's not that he wants to play there. He's been forced to play there.
I'm with you 100%.
She's completely different.
Williams conferring with tour rep Jimmy Callahan as now Fagan up. Can increase his advantage in the foundation frame. Oh, avoids trouble, just the 10-pin.
What'd you see there?
To me, it looked a little quick off his hand. I could tell he wanted that ball to hook further. I mean, this transition period right now is looking a little bit tricky. I mean, the guys on the right lane in particular, both speed and angle down lane is critical, and Mike was pretty fortunate there not to leave the 8-10. So it's going to come down to the 10th again.
You saw his facial expression there after that shot. He kind of gave it the wow. I didn't expect that. This game is coming down to the 10th frame. This match, excuse me, coming down to the 10th. Both players now can strike out. Mike Fagan for 229, Stuart Williams for 228. Advantage Mike Fagan, Jason Belmonte?
Oh, 100%.
Why?
He's on the left lane. Well, first off, he's also leading the pin count. So he's got the count, and he's on the better lane of the two.
We just got a look at Mike's wife, Emily. She is a great bowler. She knows what the score is. She doesn't need to have anybody tell her. 3 strikes right here in the 10th to shut out Stu Williams. Great shot.
Now, I room with Mike on occasion when we're touring around the world, and one of the things that we've talked about is his clutch shot performances. He wants to take that little extra time for himself and really throw the best shot he possibly can, and I've noticed that all over the world now, that when Mike needs hits, he very rarely throws it out the window. Once upon a time, you could ask him, he was never a very confident player in the clutch. Now, different ballgame.
And I think it's huge in the fact that we talk about how his key is using his legs. I think it's so important to post shots up in crunch time.
Fagan takes the re-rack, and Williams sits and waits. Will he have an opportunity to face Wes Malott in the title match? 10th frame. It's high, 3-6-10.
Didn't see that coming.
Neither did I. That was not a good shot. Only thing I can think about was, you know, that swing got a little bit pulled down from the top. He kind of went after it. Very unusual for Mike. I've seen him in that position many more times, and he's thrown it much better than that. So it's now going to come down to see if Stu can double if Mike makes a spare.
Cross lane, 3-6-10. Great technique on the follow-through from Fagan, and he cleans up the spare for 2-19. Randy, each of our opening matches has featured a chance to perform in the 10th frame, and now Williams in the same position.
Okay, come on.
What's he going to do here, Randy?
Let's hope this guess works.
He's making an adjustment, and it's a guess. It's an educated guess. He's hoping that it works because obviously he doesn't like his reaction on this right lane.
And a 10-pin stands, and Mike Fagan will advance to the title match.
Damn it.
Players were forced to create so much angle on that right lane that Stuart couldn't get his ball to finish high enough and flush enough in the 1-3 pocket to get the 10 out.
And here's a little tip for everybody at home. It's not about just getting to the pocket. It's about getting that ball to go through the pins the right way. You can hit the pocket all day long, but you're not going to strike nearly as much if your ball is not driving through that pocket position.
Jason Belmonte, PBA Player of the Year. We will await the results of the voting following this event and anticipate you will be a back-to-back Player of the Year.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I really do hope. Thank you. Good luck to Mike and Wes in the final.
This isn't yours. Jason Belmonte, appreciate you stopping by for commentary. And when we return to South Point Bowling Center, the King of Swing, Mike Fagan, takes on Big Wes Malott for the PBA World Championship title, uninterrupted.
A Barbasol close shave is much better than a waking up in Vegas on the front lawn of the Little White Chapel and not finding a wedding ring on your finger kind of close shave. So, lather up, America. Barbasol.
The United States Bowling Congress is shaping the future of bowling, helping kids learn the sport the right way and awarding thousands of scholarships every year. USBC supports Special Olympics and America's best when they go for the gold as the home and heart of Team USA. We're reaching for new heights in research, raising the bar with spectacular national tournaments, and have raised millions of dollars to help fight cancer and support veterans. Visit bowl.com to learn more.
Well, another great thing about all this walking I've been doing is it's given me time to reflect on some of life's biggest questions. Like, if you could save hundreds on car insurance by making one simple call, why wouldn't you make that call? See, the only thing I can think of is you can't get any bars. It's better. There's a beautiful view. I wonder if I can see Mount Rushmore from here.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
A Barbasol close shave is much better than a slicing your tee shot on number 12 and watching it fly within inches of a personal injury lawyer putting on number 16 kind of close shave. So, lather up, America.
Barbasol. Kelley Blue Book. It's the trusted resource. And now, KBB.com has a whole new way to help you decide on your next new car by showing you what really matters. Use 5-year cost to own to compare the long-term cost of maintenance, insurance, and gas. Read reviews.
Gas mileage is awesome.
From actual owners and Kelley Blue Book experts and get the full picture on what it's like to own the cars you're considering. KBB.com.
Sure. Don't worry, they left for the game. Graham, this is Mark Helfrich. Get me Phil Knight, stat.
Think Urban would miss the spring?
Keep it. Graham, playbook.
You sure?
No one's gonna know.
Yeah. I forgot I have a meeting.
Wes Malott getting ready for our PBA World Championship title match here in Las Vegas. Randy Peterson examines the sport of bowling from the approach through the pin deck and gets hardcore in this track Tech Talk.
Today we're going to talk about the differences between an asymmetrical bowling ball and a symmetrical bowling ball. These are cores inside the bowling ball itself. This is an asymmetrical core. This is a symmetrical core. What are the differences? Well, they're huge. An asymmetrical core is extremely aggressive, has very little resistance to rotation, and tends to react very violently when the bowling ball sees friction. A symmetrical core, on the other hand, well, it tends to store energy much longer. It's much cleaner through the front part of the lane and also gives you that nice back-end reaction. So the next time you go to your local pro shop and you're trying to decide on what bowling ball is right for you, it's imperative that you choose the right core based on how you throw it and the oil pattern that you typically bowl on.
Super Tuesday presented by Cree. 1st and 7, a Big Ten battle between the Wolverines and the Buckeyes, led by D'Angelo Russell. Then head to the SEC as the Tigers take on John Calipari's #1 ranked Wildcats. Michigan versus #22 Ohio State at 7, and Missouri versus #1 Kentucky at 9. Super Tuesday on ESPN, the home court of college hoops. Time now for the Geico Championship recap, Randy.
Well, match #1, Stuart Williams takes on Todd Book. And you see the open there in the 9th frame that he gives Todd. Todd comes back with a great split conversion, but then follows it up with another split. Stuart Williams would double, and he would win and move on. In the next match, Stuart Williams would face Ronnie Russell. There's 10 in the pit right there in the 10th frame. Ronnie Russell needs to strike. 3 shots in the 10th. He goes strike, ringing 10. Stuart Williams again with a victory. And then in the match we just saw, Mike Fagan steps up in the 10th frame, and he's as cool as the other side of the pillow. Gets the strike there, comes back with 7, gives Stuart Williams an opening. But again, on the right lane, it's another 10 pin. It was nothing but 10 pins in that match for Stu Williams. On the right lane, it would eventually cost him.
Tournament leader Wes Malott takes on Mike Fagan for the Earl Anthony Trophy live, uninterrupted, next.
Track, the most innovative brand in bowling, creates balls for specific styles. The LX class has the most overall hook potential and features our highest friction covers, perfect for lower rev players. The MX class features medium friction covers and is designed for medium rev players. The HX class, designed for higher rev players, has lower friction covers and the least overall hook potential. Track, welcome to the perfect blend of science and craftsmanship.
HotelPlanner.com is #1 in group travel, offering free event planning services. Book like the pros. Book with HotelPlanner.com.
For fans of the boldest, brightest, baddest, biggest stars. This is your game. Warriors Thunder at 8. Cavs Clippers at 10:30. Presented by State Farm. Friday.
Others say we just made car buying a whole lot easier. And they're right. Now with Brady Auto Sales, we just made car buying a whole lot easier for the people that don't have the 700 credit score. Bankruptcies, repos, charge-offs, first-time buyers. I can guarantee you financing. With just one click of a button, go to BradyAutoSale.com or come visit us at one of our 2 locations. With over 120 cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, it's clearly a better way of buying.
Verizon My Rewards Plus is our way of saying thanks for being a great customer. With My Rewards Plus, you get points for things you're probably already doing that you can redeem for things you love. Rent or buy an on-demand movie? Get points. Have a birthday? Get points. Or refer a friend who orders service? We're talking lots of points. As the points pile up, redeem them for great rewards. It's free, it's easy, and you'll get points for signing up at Verizon.com/ourthanks. Getting more of what you love, that's powerful.
Live coverage of the PBA World Championship continues at South Point Bowling Plaza. Championship match is coming next for the Earl Anthony Trophy. Last year, Don Barrett wins the PBA World Championship.
In an extremely interesting 10th frame. We'll get to that in a minute. Sean Rash chops the 6 off the 10. It'll eventually cost him this title, but it's very interesting in the 10th that Don Barrett gets that first strike in the 10th, follows it up with another strike in the 10th. Yeah! 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 And his reaction was that he already won. but he still needed to get good count on his fill shot. He was able to compose himself and throw a great shot right behind it.
Last 5 PBA World Champions. England's Dom Barrett, Parker Bone the third, Oscar Palermo the twin fin, Chris Barnes for the Triple Crown, and Tom Smallwood, the original winner of the World Championship in the World Series of Bowling era. Kimberly Pressler's with our tournament leader.
Thanks, guys. Wes, you've been waiting in the wings for nearly an hour and a half. You've been watching how these guys have been attacking this championship pair. What is your strategy for today?
Well, for the most part, I'm just going to go out and play my game. They didn't really tear the lanes up as much as I thought they were, so I'm able to play the part of the lane that I was hoping I'd get to play. So we'll see if hopefully that continues and make good shots and stay slow. That's going to be the main thing, is staying slow for me and keeping my feet slow.
Good luck to you today.
Thanks,
guys, back to you in the booth.
Tracking the blue oil and the transition of lane play here at South Point.
Well, you can see that this is the area where Stuart Williams was playing early on, and Ronnie Russell and Mike Fagan took the lanes, and they immediately moved to the inside. That's where you're seeing all of that transition. The lane is actually lightening up a little bit more around that fourth arrow. Wes Malott's going to be playing in the same part of the lane. The biggest difference that I see in this match is the unique axis rotation that Wes Malott creates when he lets go of the bowling ball. His ball can do some things on the lane that just nobody else on this tour can get done.
Big Wes Malott out of Pflugerville, Texas. Opening shot title match. Powerful strike.
A big man with a unique release and ball rotation, and he's dangerous.
Now Mike Fagan taking out Stuart Williams in the previous match. Finished third on the PBA Summer Swings Wolf Open. Now Malott with the strike to open things up, and Fagan, his opening shot in this title match, right lane. Third arrow. Light hit, and he kicks the 2 forward.
Wes Malott, as your tournament leader, decides where he gets to finish the match. He chose to start the match and finish on the right lane, which has been the trouble lane. Interesting that he would pick the finish there. Mike Fagan just got a huge break tripping the 2-pin on that right lane.
Malott will operate on that right lane next, but first Fagan here in the second. Strike a piece.
He moved right and went a little bit straighter with more ball speed on that shot. Interesting.
Today's Columbia 300 fun fact. #1 seeds in stepladder finals have not fared well recently. Over the last 5 seasons, #1 seeds are only 19 and 32 in title matches, including 2 and 4 in 2014. Kimberly Pressler is laneside with Stuart Williams.
Thanks, Mike. Stu, you had a good run at it, but you came up a little bit short. What would you have done differently?
I'd have probably used a ball that was a little bit cleaner and come off it a little bit harder at the end, but it's hard to make that change halfway through the game.
And I think you had a shout out to one of your friends who's not feeling so well that you said you wanted to send condolences to.
Yeah, Chris Schlemmer, I hope you're feeling better, mate. We're all thinking of you here. Wish you were here.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Guys, back to you in the booth.
And I think that's a great point, what Stuart just said, and Jason touched on it in the last match. It's so hard. It's hard enough to change angles and change your strategy in terms of where you're putting your feet, what target you're looking at, and the shape that you're looking at the ball doing as it goes down the lane, and then start juggling equipment when you really don't have any shots to give up.
First shot at the right lane now for Wes Malott, going for his 10th career PBA Tour title, second major in Hall of Fame status. Made that right lane looked pretty easy on that particular pitch.
Well, that ball was about as high flush as we've seen on that right lane. Wes Malott has a very unique approach. He actually looks at his break point when he gets started, but look at how his eyes have been drawn to the foul line. He says what he does is he looks down at the foul line, the same board that he starts his right foot on. He likes to keep the bowling ball underneath his head and in line with that right foot. And it's just a unique targeting system for him. Some players look down the lane, some players look at the arrows, some players look at the dots. Wes Malott starts down lane and then draws his eyes to the foul line. Take a look at how he starts this shot off.
And Big Wes with 3 big strikes to start this title match.
And I don't know if you can, but I certainly can see a completely different ball motion when Wes Malott throws it. And it's because of what he does at the release point. The amount of axis rotation and axis tilt.
Mike Moniak, South Point Director of Bowling Operations with Ryan Growney, and big thanks to South Point. This South Point Bowling Plaza completed way under budget and way ahead of schedule so that we could compete here. It was originally scheduled to be ready for World Series of Bowling 7. And all strikes in our title match.
Looks like Fagan's moved right. He's going with more speed and a little more direct, if that makes sense, even though the players are opening up this oil pattern and this championship pair. But he's definitely amped the speed up. He's moved right with his feet, and he's tightened that angle up just enough. Now look at the way the ball goes through the pins, just caving the 10 out.
Fagan is aware of the transitions to be made. He comes in with a plan and also needs to stay flexible. We've seen many different angles of attack today. 4th frame. Late hit, carries.
And that was the suspect shot, if you will, when Mike Fagan moved a little bit right and went straighter. If he got it in with that speed, is it still going to tip enough down the lane to get into that swish zone? It did there. Great sign for him.
Wes Malott learned to control ball motion, Randy, whether going straight or hooking it, by watching Chris Barnes. He knew he had to learn that, and he feels now he's among the best at employing the ball motion.
Trust it.
Back in that right lane.
Trust it.
Trust it.
Trust it.
4-piece.
I trust you, Wes. You haven't missed flush yet. And we're going to take a look at what that hand does at release. Again, the fingers are behind the ball, and then that hand and wrist actually twist to the inside part of the ball, and it's almost like a little flick off of the side. Creates an extreme amount of axis rotation, along with great roll. You can see his track. It's the blue going all the way around that bowling ball. What a great shot that is.
41-foot World Championship pattern in blue. Way outside, and pays the penalty that time. 210 split.
Come on, Wesley.
Bad shot by Wes, just wide right, and he knows it. This ball almost gets back from outside first arrow.
Oh, that's 210.
He thought he left the 2-8-10, just realized it's only the 2-10. Huge difference. This is makeable. 2-8-10, almost impossible.
8 fell late. Now a chance to convert. And fans it. Open frame.
Bad time for that to happen. Mike Fagan is dialed in. Wes Malott just gave him a huge gift in the 5th frame.
Fagan looking for his 2nd major title and 5th PBA Tour title. He's got 7 of 8 strikes on the left lane, just 3 of 7 on the right.
Again, interesting strategy that Wes chose to allow Mike Fagan to finish on the left lane.
For now, Fagan on the starboard lane. 5th frame. Messenger, yes! Down goes the 10 for a 5-bagger. The MegaCast returns to ESPN for the College Football Playoff National Championship. The MegaCast will feature more than 12 different ways to follow the game across ESPN platforms, including Film Room on ESPN2, where the analysts and coaches will provide in-depth analysis as the game happens. Available tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Mike Fagan, perfect through 5 frames, hasn't won since 2012.
Sixth frame.
10 back. And I told you the shot before on that left lane really opened his eyes and freed up his swing. It basically gave him the perfect blueprint as to exactly what that lane was giving him.
Here's a look at Wes Malott's bag. Using the IQ2 Pearl, a 7 rating on a scale of 10, indicating hook potential. Back on the right lane after the open frame. High flush hit. Meredith Malott on hand, providing support for Wes.
Right now, Wes Malott's thinking that he has to strike out. He has to take this off the sheet, strike out, shoot 264 to have a chance. It's a championship match of a major event. Hall of Fame implications on the line. Look out.
The baby split, 310.
I think they're late.
Got it wide on that lane. It didn't hook. And got it to the spot that time, and it overreacted. Fagan's a little bit left of where Wes Malott threw that last shot down the lane, and now Wes Malott giving you a really good indication as to why he wanted to finish on the right lane.
One of these days to quit doing that crap.
So Malott trails by 36. Fagan with a key shot here in the 7th. He can step on the gas in search of his second major title on the PBA Tour. 2-4 record thus far in title matches, looking to improve upon that here today. 7th frame on the front 6. Avoids the 7-10. Just the 7 remains.
This absolutely disintegrates the rack on that shot. Watch this pin action. This is why you put revolutions on a bowling ball. Almost a pocket 7-10. And Emily, his wife, is like, okay, I'm good with 9 spare.
Fills the frame, does Fagan, and Wes is talking strategy. To the left, it's PBA Hall of Famer Del Ballard Jr. To the right, it's Jimmy Callahan.
I think it'll still shape. You just got to remember, because you're trying to be soft, to make sure that your foul, to get through it. Because what happens, you get short, you get a little grab. All right. Just finish the game through. When you've come off your hand,
He's trying to get Wes to make sure that he gets through the ball, that he doesn't cut it off at the bottom of the swing to make it hook. It's probably what happened on the left lane after he went light, came back and said, well, this one's not going to go light. I'm going to make sure it's going to make a turn, and it was too much.
Hook. Didn't hook. 8-10 split.
That was the shot that I thought he wouldn't leave. Remember that one mixer that he got? He caught that mixer in the 3rd frame, or excuse me, in the 4th frame on this lane, and I said, wow, that was what he was looking for. This time the ball just doesn't grab, doesn't get to the pocket. It's an 8-10, and it's an 8-10 when he has a commanding lead in the 8th frame of a major championship.
Mike opts for the count there, and open frame in the 8th.
And Mike, the other thing is he has to finish the match on that lane where he just opened. You know what goes through a player's mind when that happens? You step back up on that same lane that you had disaster on, Or there's a lot of bad things that can go through your noggin in really pressure-packed situations.
Well, Fagan says, I have a couple of options if things get nasty, and he's going to have to cycle through those options. Wes Malott up in the 8th frame, new life after the Fagan Open, trails by 22. 8th frame. Powerful strike. Malott, X in the 8th.
He's been perfect on the right lane. He gets to finish on the right lane, but now he's got to throw a shot on the left lane. And in my opinion, if he doesn't strike on this shot, he has no chance to win.
Foundation frame, PBA World Championship, final event of the 2014 season. Player of the Year vote comes up after this, and we look forward to a great 2015 PBA Tour campaign with 30 events. But first, the 9th and 10th.
Get lucky one time.
Oh, about unlucky at the worst time. 9-pin.
When you commit to a shot so much, throw it so good, and absolutely get raped.
I mean, I'm speechless. I know a little bit about bad carrying at the wrong time, and that was a horrible break.
Being a nice guy, I guess.
The bowling ball goes right past the 9-pin. The biggest shot of the week for Wes Malott to give him a chance to get back into this. Now the only thing he can hope for is that Mike Fagan opens again.
Travel with these gentlemen around the world. It's like someone reached into your throat and ripped your heart out. Now Fagan is up in the 9th, trying to secure his 2nd major title. 22-pin lead, foundation frame. Cured it. 6 kicks the 10.
Great shot. You know, Mike Fagan with a win today can also start gathering his credentials and putting them together for Hall of Fame consideration, because 2 majors will get you in. I don't know if he's taking a re-rack here or not. I'm not sure. Nope, no re-rack. He's going right into this 10th frame. Any mark, Mike Fagan is going to win the World Championship.
28 games of qualifying, 24 of match play, and then the step ladder. 1 frame to victory. Cured it! The king of swing delivers in the 10th.
What a great shot. Great shot. Congratulations, Mike Fagan. He stepped up and threw the best mark you could possibly throw. It was 10 in the pit. He is your world champion.
Fagan claims his 5th PBA career title and 2nd major at South Point Bowling Plaza. He will hoist the Earl Anthony Trophy next.
I'm not wearing football pads, but I'm more active today, 4 years removed from playing than while I played. It's vitally important to me that the sock, the shoe are comfortable, and I love the way the sock feels.
Introducing CopperFit Socks. Copper-infused, high-performance socks for ultimate comfort and protection against sweat and foot odor.
If I find something I like, I use it. I'm probably no different than anyone else. I like the way it feels. You stick with it.
Moisture-wicking fabric designed to reduce sweat for ultimate durability, comfort, and performance. A powerful copper blend woven into wicking fabric designed to resist against chronic sweat and odor-causing smells.
I'm always very, very reluctant to try anything new. In these socks, I like the way they not only feel, there's the wicking of the sweat is something that's hugely important to me.
A sports-minded design with reinforced heel and toe combined with ultra-soft form-fitting fabric.
If you're an active person, I believe 100% that you will be sold on them. They're comfortable, they don't slip, they're cushiony. Try the sock first. Make your own decisions, but try it first.
High-density bacteria-fighting copper, anti-sweat wicking, super soft form-fitted cotton blend, all combined to create an odor-resistant, sweat-resistant sock for competitive activewear and all-day comfort. Call 1-800-980-6612 or go to the web at copperfitsocks.com. You'll receive 1 pair of ankle socks for only $9.99. Order right now and receive a second pair of socks free.
Why you wouldn't want to have the